Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the On Time, On Target Morning Brief for Investment Fighter Pod Precision on a daily basis. We're going to talk today about Apple stock, but before we do, victory lap, high fives across the board. Did anybody see the shenanigans that went down in AMC yesterday? Obviously, I was talking about it all morning. That was the name of my brief yesterday. AMC crashes. We pulled up the chart. I said, I don't know if it holds 35. Guess what? All the way down to 31 overnight, fell 15% yesterday. We obviously had a very successful trade yesterday where we left at the 3R point. Guess what? Yeah, it kept going. It was like a 20-some R trade if you would have kept the whole thing, which isn't the point. Don't do that. But I'm just saying the absolute call that it's game over in AMC. It really is. That thing's, and you can short it again today. It's just going to continue to fall. There will be momentary blips where people will buy into it or do a short covering that can knock you out. So you still have to set the stops, or you take a really small piece and just short it and then hold it for the long term. So enough on AMC and the AMC apes and the diamond hands. We'll see if they turn into lettuce hands today and see what goes on in that space. All right. So Apple has been powering higher. It's been going straight up like 20% since the beginning of June. It's hitting new all-time highs. There's a new iPhone 13 coming up. There's a new iOS that is coming up probably tomorrow. I tried to get on the beta version, couldn't get it today, but their iOS 14.7 is coming up tomorrow. Developers have it today to do the final touches. 14.7, and also there's a beta version of iOS 15 that's supposed to be out within a week. That's got some really new and exciting changes, a lot more interoperability stuff between your Apple products, which is already the best out there. But very cool, exciting news coming out of Apple. And did I mention iPhone 13? They established a release date. I don't remember it exactly offhand, but it's in September like we expected. And you know what? I don't think it's going to disappoint. That's just my take on things. All right, so the stock is going higher, and we like that as Apple shareholders. All right, what we're going to talk about today is the child tax credit for our question. If you happen to check your bank account yesterday and you saw an extra $250 or $500 or $750 or $1,000 or whatever it is, I got a nice little IRS hit from or a nice little $500 check from the IRS yesterday. It's my prepaid child tax credit. So we'll talk about what that is. But remember, this whole process of getting this money into your hands sooner is just for stimulus purposes. So it's your money that you're going to get when you file your 2021 taxes. They're paying it out to you early, so you're going to get less later. So it's your money versus a stimulus check, which is truly, government money, money from helicopters, that sort of thing, if you've heard that analogy. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. For our longs, AIG, big news today. Their annuity and some of their insurance stuff got sold off to Blackstone and somebody else. But I'm a big fan of Blackstone. Blackstone stock popped on the news. It's well over $100 a share. I remember when it was stuck at 33 forever. Yeah, it's not anymore. It's up over 100, and I think it stays there. That's one of the stalwarts of the portfolio is Blackstone stock. So you have AIG, which is going higher. They're up like 7% or so. You also have an interesting story with NAVB, which is a pharmaceutical company, again, medical firm that has, and I don't fully understand it, it's an arthritis medicine, if you will, that's in some phase of testing. All you really need to know for trading it is it's positive news and it's moving the stock. So those are two things going higher. And then if you want to short something, short AMC, it's rolling over and falling, and it's in free fall. So we'll see. All right. If you're checking us on replay, picking up subscribers almost to the tune of one a day or even more. I think I'm at 202, 203 something this morning. So anyhow, must be doing something right, or it's just luck and coffee. If I do every third video on luck and coffee, that appears to get me more subscribers. But if you're checking us out on subscribe, make sure you subscribe, hit the notifications bell. If you want to check us out live, what you don't see here is a chat window and a Q&A window for folks who can ask me questions, kind of chat back and forth, and I'll answer them real time for you. And with that, let's go ahead and get started. All right, here's our lineup card for today. Clearly, I've been watching too much TikTok because I would have said, critiqued myself. That was a terrible transition because it was. Sorry about that. All right, here's our lineup card for the day, July 15th. It is Thursday, halfway through July. Make sure you have your chat window or your Q&A window set up correctly. And for the standard disclaimer applies, this is a financial education presentation. So you have to do your own due diligence before acting upon anything you hear in this presentation. Full disclaimer information is available at ototnow.com. All right, mission objectives: grow our money, protect our money, and live off our money. Well, we're talking about Apple and what to do with Apple stock. The answer is pretty short. If you have it, you just hold it. That's it. Don't outthink it. Even if the iPhone 13 bombs and the stock comes back in, you should be thinking buying more, not selling. Literally, don't care. Change of leadership. I think Tim Cook's going to be there another decade, and I hope he is. He has my full faith and confidence. Makes us a ton of money, and high fives for Tim. Please don't retire. But someday he will. There will be a transition, or he gets hit by a truck, or life happens. But even if there's a change of leadership and the stock gets cut in half, you should be thinking buying more. Right? It's that strong of a company, and that's the way you should feel about most of your investments, except for the speculative stuff. All right, so that is it. Can you buy it here? No, I'm not buying it here. I'm setting up a couple of sizable portfolios right now due to recent equity events, and I just can't buy it here. I think we're going to see it lower at some point in the future. So, do what you can. Write a covered call on it if you want to eke some money out of it. If you have a large position there, I just moved the calls for several people. All right. The question today was the child tax credit. We'll go to Investopedia and peel that back a little bit later. All right. Our flow for today: long, short, open, short, long. Market review, headline review. Long-term investments will be Apple. We'll take a look at that chart. We'll get in the short. So here's where we are again. S&P 500 9-month chart here, just powering higher. Higher. Really pretty good news. There was a $3.5 trillion bill we talked about yesterday, improving some stuff for elders. There's another bill in there that's the Secure Act 2.0, talking about moving the required minimum distributions back. That keeps more money in your pocket. Passed. If they do, obviously that's problematic for an already problematic fund of trying to pay out everybody their Social Security, or pay it back because that's your money. But it's problematic. But either with that, it's all good news. We're not hearing anything about taxes. Jerome Powell's in front of the Congress again today, and he's saying all the right things about not to worry, and I agree with him, and the market just powers higher. So no real headwinds out there. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the last 5 days, not the AMC chart, even though that's kind of fun to look at. We'll have time to look at that. So here's your chart, and let's go 5 days. So kind of petered off over the past couple of days, but positioned to go. Futures are down today, but again, positioned to go higher, if you will. All right, setting up for our play of the day. We do have AIG, which is gapping up. That'll go in the left screen. We'll have this NABB. I'm not too excited about that. When we pull it up, maybe it sets up for us. It's bouncing a little bit, but that gives us a better entry for our short. All right, let's take a look at headlines now. Going over to CNBC.com. These Nasdaq's barely in the green, but the Dow down 150. That's 0.5%. That's legitimate selling. We've had more earnings, and those have been good, but for some reason, the volume. Yep, it's switched over to AirPods, so we're going back to. All right, how about now? Should be able to hear me now. That's weird. That switched over. Sorry. Had to take the sound back from you. So there you go. Better. Thank you. Thanks for the input. Anytime there's issues, let me know. All right. So here we have, we talked about our futures here. All right. You see Europe down big, Asia mixed, bonds down to 1.32. Wow. Continuing to sell off. Oil down to 72, down from about 75, which is where it's been. Gold and silver are up a little bit, and crypto continues to sell off. Bitcoin's down closer to 30,000. So, all right, headlines that we have out here are Facebook, Apple, Netflix, Twitter, Tesla, all those were upgrades. So again, people moving those price targets out, realizing there's not a whole lot, of negativity out there. All right, Square has always been an innovator in the fintech world. I don't know if it's as good as buying JP Morgan way back in the day, because there's lots of competitors out there, but certainly Square is one of the best for sure. Netflix, a lot of risk in that name. I'm not personally a fan. We talked about this yesterday. Gold's not your best hedge against inflation. It's actually owning stocks because they can inflate right along with it, with inflation. Talked about Powell in front of the Senate Banking Committee today. He's been doing a fabulous job. I think that continues. I was looking for the China. There was a China GDP number out yesterday. I think it was almost 8%. So the growth in China, I know the China names have been beat up, but I'm here to tell you that is going to change, and those stocks are going to scream higher. So now's the time to load up on those like Alibaba. Here's an interesting warning from GM. You got to like that. Don't park your EV inside or charge them unattended overnight. So unattended overnight is probably my favorite comment there. So I can charge it overnight. I just need to sit there and watch it. Good times right there. Maybe not buying one of those. Wouldn't buy one anyway. All right, let's move on to the Apple chart and talk about our theme of the day. So again, you don't want to buy it here. It may power higher forever, but I doubt it, right? When you look at the history of Apple, you tend to get your opportunities. So there will be some hype running into they have a new battery pack. I didn't even talk about that earlier, that straps onto the iPhone 12 that does wireless charging. They have the new iOS coming out, the new iPhone coming out, blah, 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 powering higher. Eventually something will disappoint and the stock will come in. That's when you want to pick up some Apple. Even split adjusted and everything, you think, wow, can Apple go up forever? Well, when you look at the forward PE, it's down at 27. I mean, Tesla's like at 600 PE, right? So, I mean, in relation, this is priced just a little bit more expensive than, like Blackstone or BlackRock or, JP Morgan or Home Depot, right? So, I mean, really, it is not that expensive in relation to all of the money that it makes out there. So it's kind of crazy. All right, let's switch over to ThinkPipe's TD Ameritrade platform and give me a second to get set up for play of the day. All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the On Time, On Target play of the day. I think we're good to go here. Got 10 seconds to the market open. 4 screens in front of you. The S&P 500 is on the left on a 1-minute chart. Everything else is 1 minute across the board. Here we go. All right, we're looking at AIG long and NAVB long, and then AMC short. I think AMC short's probably the best out here. This is short covering, so let it back up, establish the high of the day, and then take it to the downside. So the more it powers higher, the better off we are. Normally with the $33 stock, I would say 30 cents. We need to go at least 50 cents here. So 33.11, so 32.60 is our entry point. That to the downside. So 32.60, there it is. We're in it to the downside. And again, we're covered up here to 33.10. That's a 50-cent stop. Here is your arrow. And have the stop in. This thing could flip and we're out. But if it rolls over, it's going to be pretty quick to 3R. All right, and we're out. Boom. How about that for being done in record time, 50 seconds of losing one risk unit. Again, you shouldn't sit and trade back and forth, but if you were going to take the trade, again, so I know some of you can't help. It'd be 35, which is up here. and you're in it again at 33. So again, same 50-cent stop. And this is your new R units, new situation. And again, 50 cents. So it'd be 32.50. It's your next stop, 32, and then you exit at 31.50. In a case like today, if you did take this, I would only exit out of 2/3 of it. I would let the rest fall because it's likely to fall throughout the day. And that busts out too. I'm not even going to go for a third strike, but you can sit there and look for that entry all day long. The big picture is you're going to get paid on this short if you are in it. All right, let's look at AIG. Boy, that's dropping like a rock, only down 1.5%. And then NAVB up 6%. Don't really have the volume. Again, we don't talk about volume a lot, but 12,000 in the first minute, 4,000. So you hop in here with a $5,000 buy, which is a $1,200 type R times your 4x margin that your multiplier that you have, and yeah, you're moving the market if you buy in here. So, anyhow, all right, let's take a look, and we'll get rid of that. We'll keep the AMC up just because it's kind of fun. Take a look at Luckin, falling like a rock. Let's not look at Luckin anymore. Pull up Amazon, also down, and on the left, we're going to pull up BAVA. See if it popped at all on the news of the China GDP. So not popping a whole lot. Let's check out DD. Has been bouncing. Looks like it's bouncing up a little more today, just barely. We'll see. Too soon to tell, but I do think it holds 10 now. So when you think of asymmetric upside, you've got 2.6 to the downside, and the fact that the stock could easily go to 20. May not happen overnight, though. You got to be patient. But a ride-sharing company in the world's largest middle class, I mean, come on. It's going to make money over time. That's my take. All right, let's back out to see what's going on in long-term investments. There's your Blackstone up 2.14% at the top of the leaderboard, except for that option that's up there. Winners, Delta Airline. I thought I saw AMC. What? AMC in the green. Yeah, that's not going to last. Up 2%. We'll see about that. Let's see. DD we talked about is in the green. Tesla in the green. All right, let's flip to the downside. Luckin, TQLB lead the losers. TMRC, those are a lot of spec names right there. GameStop to the downside. NVIDIA. DraftKings. Trade Desk in the red today. Don't see that too often. See some of the financials in there. They've been selling off even though they've been crushing earnings all week. So, all right, that's all we're going to look at is for the charts today. Let's go back over to Investopedia, and we'll talk about this child tax credit. So when this shows up in your bank account, again, that's why we're talking about right now. When it shows up in your bank account, it'll just say IRS tax credit, I believe. I would have to look to see exactly. But yeah, I saw that there yesterday, and I knew to be on the lookout for it. The income limits are higher than the other stimmy checks we've gotten. So I'll try to find them in here. I think for a married couple, it's up to 400,000. So let me find that number, and then if you're single, it's 200,000. So let's see. There's the that looks like the same number. There's a 400,000 number in here that, oh, here it is. It's down here at the bottom. When you're looking for it, you can't find it. I did read it this morning, I promise. It's not about to show up anytime soon. There it is. Threshold level is set at 400,000 for a joint return and 200,000 in other cases. Okay. So, there's a phase out period, all of that. All you need to know is that if you have kids, you are going to get some money. And if you're below these limits, which most people are, you're going to start getting it up front. So I do not know the schedule. I have not cracked the code on why I got 500. Does that mean 250 per kid? Maybe it depends on ages. I don't know. Maybe it's they take your total credit, and we're going to get these checks monthly for basically the rest of this year and on into next year until you file your taxes. And then it's basically you're not going to get that credit since you've already gotten it. So hopefully that makes sense with what the plan is there. And again, it increased it to for 2021, the age is extended to 17, where normally it's only 16. The credit rises to 3,000 if you have 17 through age 7, and then if there's 6 to 17 is 3,000, and then if you have children 6 or below, then it goes up to 3,600. So it can be pretty big chunk of change if you have a whole slew of kids there in your family at a young age. So all right, that's what's going on with that. If you have any questions, reach out to me privately. All right, so I've got for today. Sorry the trade didn't work out. AMC, I'm looking at another chart. Has it rolled over yet? No. It's almost up to 35. So it opened at 32. It's up 3%. It looks like that's why you have a stop in, because we had our stop at 33, our first stop, 33.10. If you tried to outthink the stop, you would have lost, like 7R or something during the pop there. So that's why you do that. All right. With that, I will see you guys back tomorrow morning. Have a good one.